Hey y'all, it's Paige Navarro. I was in court this morning. We've got several other hearings this week, and the number one question that's been popping up is, what should I expect in court? And obviously that's a very important question for you to know the answer to. I know it's very nerve-wracking to have a court date scheduled, and the lawyers in our office, we do this almost every single day, so sometimes we forget just how nerve-wracking it can actually be leading up to your hearing date. Today, I just wanted to focus on domestic cases, family law, custody, divorce, child support, because those hearings usually go all about the same. And what you can expect, at least at first when you get to the courthouse, is a little bit of a waiting period. In almost every single courthouse that we ever go to, the very first thing that the judge is going to do is take the bench and call the calendar. The calendar could be 2 cases or it could be 20. Even last week in one of our counties, there was 27 cases on the calendar. But when your name is called, the most important thing is, number one, that you're paying attention, that you stand up, make sure that the judge knows that you're there. Of course, us as your attorney, we will stand up, we will make an announcement to the court, whether there's an agreement, whether we can expect for a trial to actually have to occur on that day. That's our time to let the judge know what to expect, what he can expect or she can expect from us. So after the call of the calendar, that could be a time for us attorneys to step out onto the hallway, discuss a potential settlement, try to negotiate, exchange documents, maybe some exhibits that we had not exchanged prior to that day. And then of course, to get with you to make sure that you're calm, make sure to remind you of tips and tricks. Remember to speak out loud, be very polite to the other attorney. Don't get frustrated if you don't know the answer to a question, maybe because you don't understand the question. Never guess. Always make sure that you understand the questions that are being asked of you. Most importantly is to tell the truth. So after we kind of get those preliminary issues in the hallway taken care of, we'll go back in. At that juncture, we should know sort of the order of the calendar, when the judge will call your case for it to actually be heard. And until then, of course, it's another waiting game. We have to wait our turn. As far as timing goes, usually judges will take a lunch break in the middle of the day, and from there we'll know, are we going to be an afternoon case? Do we think this is actually going to be resolved today? Or maybe we need to reset this for another day when the judge has more time to hear our case. At that point, we'll take a lunch break, come back, and then of course move right on into the cases as the judge calls it. If your case does not get called or does not finish on that day, don't freak out. We have experienced continuances, and almost always it's the Lord's blessing. It's always a reason, and we'll prepare and we'll come back at the next quickest date that the judge could possibly have for you. And of course, your case will be heard then. So the bottom line is, take direction from your attorney. All the attorneys in our office are very experienced. They've been in court before. They know how these things roll. Take your cues from us, but just make sure all throughout the day that you're dressed appropriately, that you're very polite to other lawyers, certainly polite to the judge if you're ever asked a direct question. And again, follow the advice of your attorney as you move throughout the day. Hope y'all have a good afternoon. Good checking in with y'all today, and please call us at Hall & Navarro if you ever have any questions.